How to save, spend, and think rationally about money. How can we break free from impulsive spending habits and make smarter financial decisions? What strategies can we implement to build a robust savings plan that withstands life's uncertainties? Stress related to money can arise at any income level. So how do we change the way we think about saving, spending, and having a reasonable financial mindset? It implies redefining savings as an investment in our future security as opposed to deprivation. Coordinating our spending with our objectives and ideals, as well as facing the prejudices and feelings that skew our judgment. Therefore, we may better manage the difficulties by using these useful strategies and gaining a deeper grasp of personal finance. Control your money fear. People always have worries and anxieties about money, regardless of their age or financial situation. Because of the widespread dread and anxiety that characterize our culture, the story surrounding money tends to inspire fear rather than empower. Research indicates that people have fears and concerns about money regardless of their age or financial situation. This realization draws attention to a basic problem in society. The dominant narrative surrounding money fosters fear rather than empowerment. People find it challenging to overcome the prevalent anxiety regarding money because of certain conventions and procedures. This then forces one to examine deeply how cultural views and societal systems have influenced their own fear. For your own well-being, then make an effort to change toward developing a better and more constructive relationship with money. Steer clear of narrow framing. People often frame problems narrowly, concentrating primarily on the current issue at hand. They put things in a limited context and fail to take into account the wider ramifications of repeating patterns. As a result, they begin to see decision-making through a limited lens, producing limited results. It's a shortcoming of human decision-making. People frequently make limiting and unreasonable decisions when it comes to personal finance. For example, instead of handling their whole asset portfolio, they will concentrate only on borrowing and saving at the same time. They end up making worse than ideal decisions as a result, such as cycles of borrowing to save and saving to borrow. Their decisions do not consider a wider perspective. They ignore judgments that could have better results when made in the context of ongoing issues or larger themes. As so, instead of moving closer to complete financial independence, you wind up tackling the same issues repeatedly. Develop your broad framing and numeracy. Develop your understanding of and proficiency with numbers. Additionally, when making wise financial judgments, use wide framing. These ideas will give you a solid understanding of ideas like compound interest, which have a big influence on financial results regardless of whether you borrow money or save it. It's also critical to frame decisions broadly and refrain from having strong emotional reactions to wins and defeats. People can manage their finances more skillfully if they take a balanced approach and hold back on their emotional reactions to changes. They are able to make wiser choices that support their long-term objectives. Contentment and splurging. Beyond its usefulness, money frequently carries great emotional meaning for people. In addition to enjoyment, people view money as a means of achieving feelings of security, superiority, and self-worth. There is a complicated relationship between happiness and money. Despite the widespread assumption that wealthier people are happier, research indicates that this is not always the case. Having more money does not automatically translate into being happier. Rather, it's critical to comprehend the subtleties of financial behavior and the kinds of expenses that lead to enjoyment. This calls into question the oversimplified belief that money cannot purchase happiness and encourages people to think carefully about the kind and intention of their expenditures in order to improve their general well-being. There is a limited amount of time. Acknowledge that time is a limited resource, and the significance of choosing carefully how to spend one's limited time on Earth. After spending so much time on necessities like as work and sleep, we are left with time to reflect about our remaining awake hours and our true values. Existential concerns concerning one's identity, purpose, and the intended effect of one's activities arise as a result of this introspective process. It inspires us to put fulfillment, experiences, and personal development first in our quest for a meaningful existence. This is in line with Mary Oliver's advice to embrace the value and singularity of each person's life. Remember that purchasing large amounts of material goods does not always translate into increased happiness or life satisfaction. Research reveals that there is no relationship between material possessions and fulfillment despite the widespread notion to the contrary. Happiness levels do not correlate with the amount of money spent on personal goods. It emphasizes how crucial it is to reassess spending patterns. Relationships, experiences, and pursuits that lead to true fulfillment and well-being should take precedence. Put mindfulness into practice. By being conscious, we can cut our consumption by about 20 to 25%. We can naturally minimize consumption by being aware of our spending patterns and critically evaluating the worth and effects of the things we buy. This emphasizes how important unconsciousness is when making financial decisions. People can develop greater financial mindfulness by routinely assessing if the purchases they make them happier and are consistent with their ideals. resulting in the ability to make better decisions that improve general well-being. Put money into experiences. Greater contentment and pleasure might result from putting other people's needs and experiences ahead of material belongings. Studies indicate that charitable deeds are linked to higher happiness levels. As a result, happy events include things like buying gifts for loved ones, taking friends out to lunch, and making charity contributions. Consequently, investing on experiences rather than material possessions tends to lead to happier lives. These encounters provide chances for social engagement and connection, both of which are critical to human welfare. Experiences are intrinsically social in contrast to material things, which frequently leave us alone with our possessions. They help people make deep ties with one another. Giving and investing in experiences should be prioritized if people want to improve their general level of pleasure and contentment in life. Educate your kids about money. Teaching kids about money at a young age is essential. We ought to give them the resources and direction they need to make wise financial decisions. It is crucial to have honest and age-appropriate conversations about money, even in families where there is often a dearth of communication about finances. In particular, the origins of money, the earning and spending of it, and the idea of debt. Rather than insulating kids from the realities of their financial circumstances, it's critical to show them. Sometimes ignorance can be more taxing than knowledge. Furthermore, it's critical to keep allowance separate from duties in order to reduce the influence of money. This enables kids to comprehend the importance of supporting the family without receiving money rewards. Additionally, while kids are still young and the stakes are lower, let them make mistakes with their money. It offers worthwhile educational experiences that help avert bigger financial blunders in the road. Through the provision of financial literacy and the encouragement of early learning, parents may enhance their children's ability to make wise choices and handle money as they mature. The point of Goldilocks. Give up the conventional way of thinking that dictates limitless spending because more is better. Rather, adopt a new mindset that welcomes the idea of enough. Growth and consumption were once thought to be intrinsically good. This resulted in an unending loop of the desire for material gain and additional belongings. The idea that there is a limit to what is acceptable is challenged by the present, though, a state in which people have all they require for a happy, fulfilled life, free from excess. This enough point is a dynamic and important location where people can truly express themselves and find true satisfaction. A point that is consistent with their goals and ideals. The goal is to find the Goldilocks point or the ideal equilibrium, not minimalism or starvation. The point at which people have all they need and want without going overboard is known as the Goldilocks point. This change in perspective toward enough is a key element that connects the past and current views of money, encouraging a more rewarding and long-lasting strategy for financial well-being. Using the aforementioned fundamentals, learn how to budget your money, save money, and think financially. Take a fresh look at your financial beliefs and adopt mindful behaviors. Make room for more steadiness and mental tranquility. Have faith in your ability to finally open the door to financial independence and a better future. Subscribe now to gain exclusive access to expert advice on saving, spending, and cultivating a rational mindset towards money.